Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Wednesday, February 26th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 9 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 61 degrees with a high of 74 and a low of 36. Woohoo! Welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles, and laughs, pretty pictures, and of course the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I demonstrate what I'm doing. I show you how I'm doing it, and then I explain why I did what I did. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always fun. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact, which I know a majority of you do. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. Hello, Maggie. All right. So I just wanted to show you what we finished last night. Hello, Mamie. Beautiful, beautiful image. I call this one Pure Joy. And I love the expression on this face. And Maggie says, Happy Wednesday, Happy Wednesday, Happy Wednesday, Happy Wednesday to one and all. Mamie. Hi, Mamie. Hello, Carmen. All right. So we always do a duet. Oh, forgot to show you. This image, excuse me, is from my book, Heavenly Angels Jubilee. Maggie did the cover for me. Hello, Grace. Beautiful little book. If you have a thing for angels, this book is probably for you. You can see some of the images here that are on the back. I think I got a good do on this book. All right. So then, hi Dorothy. Miss Carmen, hello. So that was finished last night. All right. Then I moved on to our next image. And this one is from Romance Novel Covers Jubilee. So this one has all the romance novel images in it. Hopefully I got the flavor of the covers. And the next image that I'm going to be doing out of the same book, because every once in a while I will do two of the same book, is going to be this one. This one will be absolutely gorgeous. Love the picture. Now, I give away the buddy color image, and then I give away 1 to 2 more images. So we have all 3 of those. So you've got the one we're doing, you've got this one, and then you have another one. All right. So this is our buddy color for this evening. And then the third image I'm working on, which I didn't get to work out of last night because I was finishing up the angel. Excuse me. And that's 50 Lovely Gnomes. And this one is by Camellia Angelkova. And this is a great little book. I recommend it. So if you like gnomes, this is a cutie. Okay. Grace, which link isn't working? The one to Amazon for the book. Okay, that doesn't help me. Which book? Is it Heavenly Angels? Okay, Heavenly Angels. Okay, I've sent Mamie the link again. Hello, Angry Bear. So my next question is this. Was your day a win, a lose, or a draw? And is anybody having a birthday or an anniversary today? Let me get my paper towel out. So guys, win, lose, or draw. Stephanie Wynn got the new cat tree. And the cats are going out of their mind, I'm sure. And the UPS guy hates you, I'm sure. I know you were disappointed when it didn't come in yesterday. Angry Bear draw. I'm going to say draw for me, if I didn't say that earlier. Dorothy draw. Hello, Dorothy. Grace draw. Who else? Linda draw. Hello, Linda. So Stephanie says, liking it so far for the cats, but has to lose, ordered extra tray instead of the 10 pan pastels now coming Saturday. All right, Linda, hello, the three amigos, uno, dos, tres, Linda, Michelle, and Wally. Hello, Michelle. Miss Mary, hello. Hello, Carmen. All right. Let me get my scratch sheet out, or my swatch sheet. And we are off to the races. Okay. So last night I was working on the skin. Let me show you my skin colors that I'm using. There's my dark. There's my medium. There's my light. Oh, Mamie should say when. Got our cabin secured for our trip to Kentucky. Mamie, when is that trip coming up and for how long? Have fun. The three amigos. October 8th. No, October for 8 days. All right, let me empty my sharpener. Give me a second here. And we are good to go. Guys, let me grab a tissue. I'm going to mute you for a second. Back in a flash. Okay. So last night I got partway down the chest of the skin. You know that whenever I do a picture with skin in it, I like to do that first because it sets the tone. So I was just working my way down the abs here. Oh, Mamie, Mount Rushmore bus trip in June for 9 days. You go, girl. Okay. Oh, Mary, your parents took you for a visit when you were 17 after graduation, showed me where you lived and where you were born, toured the base, yep, Fort Knox, was an interesting, fun trip. Cool beans. All right. So here's our dark. Now, notice down here we have a mix of the dark and the light. I'm sorry, the dark and the medium. But because it's so close here, I'm going to put in my light color. You know, I've done that every once in a while where I have a dark and a medium next to each other in a confined space. And while I have my lightest color here, I'm just going to go ahead and pop that part in. Okay, off to the other side. Now, this is where you're going to use your artistic instinct. Don't just blindly fill in space. And when we put in our dark color, don't pile drive it into the paper. Okay, here's our dark for the navel. And again, because I'm in such a confined space, instead of using my medium, I'm going to go with my light. And we'll blend that. And then back with the medium on around the outside and go and moving down. Now, I hope you're coloring this project with me because it is an excellent demonstration of skin tone. So here's my medium. Now I'm going to come back with my dark for a second over here. And I'm going to very lightly put in the dark as it comes into the middle of the stomach. Remember, you can do different shades of color when you're coloring. So my dark color is both on the edge here and coming in. Let's get focused here. Now here's my medium. So guys, what are you coloring tonight? Angry Bear, you're doing the buddy? Now I know that a number of you like to watch the coloring and then do it the next day. Now take your time. Oh, Maggie, I'm so sorry. So it's not too bad, you're just trying to stay ahead of it. Okay, now, lower left-hand corner. And notice how I'm working on the edges between my light and my medium. Color the edges. So Carmen, you know, I was just thinking today, it was a huge lose. We found out one of the carriers was stealing from us. They took off with my Nintendo Switch that my best friend bought me. Call the police. Call the police. And report her to the agency. Okay, now I'm coming in with my light. Okay. I accidentally covered in one of my light spots here. Grace, do you have any identifiers on your Nintendo? Well, sometimes people will scratch in their initials on it somewhere. I would sure keep the pressure on the agency, but I would still call the police. Grace, tell them to get a screwdriver and scratch in identifiers, but don't put it in an obvious spot. Oh, gonna sneeze. The agency asked if you wanted to press charges because that means everyone that's been in and out of our home for the past few months. What do you mean? That means what? That means everyone that's been in and out of our home for the past few months that's over 20. Thank you, Angry Bear. I'm sorry, Carmen, that sentence isn't making sense. And yeah, if you registered it, there's a serial number. Okay, here's my lightest color. Let me pull out. Yeah, what about over 20 people? I don't understand what you're saying. They're going to investigate all 20 people? Do you know when it disappeared? Yeah, if you know who took it, that's who you're complaining against. Oh, Michelle, thank you. Okay, finger blend. Well, Carmen, what I would tell the agency is that that's going to give them incentive to either pay you for what was stolen or to get it back. They may just be blowing smoke to try and intimidate you to not press charges. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? And you say to the agency, not my problem. Okay, now I'm going to work these edges. Okay, you know who it is. You don't have actual proof because, of course, she took it when you weren't there. You just know because she's the only aide that ever brought a backpack in and out, and when she would say goodbye, it took her a while to leave. Yeah. Did you tell the agency that? Okay, guys, now we need to blend all our edges. What really amazes me is how anybody that's doing that, how they think they can get away with it. I mean, if they're the only person that were in the house that day, and all of a sudden it disappears, duh. Okay. Now, notice how I'm darkening the area right below the navel. And how am I doing that? Repeated strokes. This is why you don't come in super heavy when you first start something like this. All right. Now, I'm using my darker color to work the shading down the center of the ab line. That's right, the 8 is probably doing it to other people. I'm sure the agency has dealt with this before. And Carmen, that was going to be my next suggestion, is put up cameras, and any aide that walks in, you tell them that there are cameras. Cameras are not that expensive. All right. So forgive me again. Got to get a tissue. Back in a flash. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my medium color, and I'm just going to go over this breast area very lightly with it, because I'm feeling that there's too much glare here. She no longer works for the company and has moved to Indianapolis. Carmen, when did this theft take place? I'm confused. Hi, Lisa. I mean, if you noticed it gone, I'm sure you called the next day. Lisa. All right, everybody see, I'm using the side of the pencil and I'm just toning down this chest area a little bit. Yeah, you got here earlier today. Good for you. Oh, Canada, da 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 dum. Da 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 dum da da dum. I'm glad you made it earlier. Oh, this was a couple months ago. So one time, that's right, Lisa, it's your anthem. Do you guys remember when one night we were doing different anthems for different countries? And I went to YouTube and I played the different anthems. I think we did Australia, Canada, United States. Oh, Lisa, you got the picture that we're coloring. Yay! You go, girl. Whoop. All right, I'm just cleaning off a little area and I accidentally made a streak. Okay, I feel better about that, the breast area. So let me pull out. I'm thinking that looks pretty cool. Any questions? Lisa, let me show you the colors. Now, overall finger blend. Lisa, here are the swatch colors for his chest. There's my dark. There's my medium. And there's my light. Now, depending on what you pick, what shades, your dark, medium, and light may be a little bit darker than this. But these are the specific ones that I'm using. Okay, take a screenshot. Now, I'm going to go back up to his face. And we need to work on his beard. Hey, Thomas. Oh, Lisa, you're welcome. Now, Lisa, what I would suggest is don't worry about the skin colors right now that we're putting in. Just start coloring from this point on. Okay, Payne's Gray. Faber-Castell. Notice I'm not using black. Oh, Thomas, you had a draw. Okay, good. Now, again, whenever you're using pencil, you need to come in. What do I always tell you? Just sketch in the color. And then we'll go back. Okay, now I'm going to lighten this area a little bit near the chin, so I'm going to use my medium skin color. And then I'm going to come back with my Payne's Gray. Lisa, the Payne's Gray that I'm talking about is a Faber-Castell pencil. It's color number 181. Now, what's my next color on this beard? Come on, I know you guys know this. Black. So I'm just going to put a light intermittent stroke of black I'm just poking a little bit in there. Anytime that you can entertain the viewer with various shades of color when you're coloring a project, you'll have a really good image. Okay. Now I'm going to take let's see what we want. I'm going to take a medium pink Great, now I've got "Oh Canada" stuck in my mind. Oh Canada. Okay, medium pink. And we're going to put a little bit of pink color on the cheek. Now don't get stupid with it. Is it stuck in your mind too, Lisa? Just gently put that pink in. Finger blend. And notice how I'm using repeated strokes with this pencil. And yeah, Grace, you'll have to sit tight because, you know, obviously you hadn't done the skin yet. So wait until I move on to another part of the image. And notice how I just keep stroking with my pencil until I get the shade that I want. What do I always tell you with your pencils? Color like you're coloring on the skin of a sleeping baby. All right, let me pull out. I'll get the lips in a minute. Grace, I am so glad. Okay, Maggie, thank you. I'm so glad you got this printed and you can join us. Okay, now I'm going to go up to the ear and I'm going to put a little bit of pink, not much, on the ear. I'm just tapping in a little bit of the color. So Thomas says this looks like Tim McGraw, and Stephanie says Kenny Chesney. Okay, who remembers how we do lips? Oh, Grace, I'm sorry I misspoke. Lisa. Lisa. I'm glad you got this printed. Thank you, Grace. You guys love me anyway. Grace, Lisa, Grace. So Lisa, I'm glad you could join us in coloring this. Okay. Now let's do our lips here. Anybody else have any opinion about who this looks like? Okay, so we're going to add very lightly the same pink that I put on the cheeks. The cowboy is Tim McGraw and the girl behind him is Faith Hill. All right. Now, what color do we add to pink to color men's lips? Grace says, my husband's brother is a cowboy, but he sure doesn't look like this. Okay, Mamie and Grace say flesh tone. Exactly. So we're going to take our medium flesh and we're going to put that over the pink I just put on. So keep that in mind. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's Gray And I'm just going to add a little bit of shading in between the lips. And again, that color I'm just gently tapping in. Now, I don't like that little bit of dark gray that I accidentally put underneath the lips. I'm going to get rid of that. And come in with my medium pink. There we go. Much better. Now, I put in black with my Payne's gray with the beard along the side of the face and the chin. And now I'm going to come in with that with the mustache. You don't need much. Don't completely cover over your gray. Yeah, it is amazing how things can be changed. Hey, Janie. Sarah. Hi, Sarah. And guys, please don't forget to click that like button. We've got 21 people, 12 likes. Your grandson and I colored a snow leopard one time with brown eyes, says Grace, and then decided to change them to blue. Oh, Stephanie, you were first. All right. Sarah, thank you. And guys, if you share this broadcast now, anybody clicking on that link can come in while I'm live. Quite honestly, I would share it, especially on this project, just to give them a little jolt when they see what the project. Oh, man. Okay. Any questions so far? Now, let's go up to the hair. Does anybody remember how to color black hair? Can it be shared to red as subcoloring? Sure. Stephanie, I wouldn't see why that would be a problem. Guys, you can share this anywhere you care to share it. Okay, the way we do black hair. Is we start with an indigo blue as the base color. And then we're going to add black on top of that. Indigo blue is a nice dark blue. And what that does is that creates depth dimension in your hair. If you don't have indigo, just use a dark blue. So let's go ahead and start adding that. I need to move my camera just a little bit. Well, Grace, the blue's not going to show up once we get the black on there. Hello, Kitty. Stephanie, I haven't posted to Reddit in a long time. But it's also not something I can do while I'm broadcasting, so that's why I'm depending on other people to do it. Okay, notice how I'm spot coloring my blue into our black hair. And then I'm going to come in with black. Now, don't pound your black into the paper here. And you're going to see that the black and the blue work together to make a beautiful depth of color. And look how terrific that looks now. Looking good. Now, I'm not going to finger blend this because I want the individual hair strands to stand out. Now, the way I remember to do hair, you know how the term you say black and blue like a bruise, but just remember it's blue first and then black. All right, let me pull out. Looking good. Okay. Let's work on his hat. Now, I'm going to use the same browns that I used to do his chest. So I'm going to start out with my darkest brown first. These are my flesh colors. Stephanie, thank you so much for posting it on Reddit. All right, let's slide over here. Again, this is my dark. So yeah, Stephanie says my great-grandfather had jet black hair with a lot of blue in the sunshine until his late 80s. Yep. But let me tell you a story about black hair. When I traveled to Japan, the black hair there is one-dimensional black. I mean, it was jet black. And it was really interesting to see. Okay. Still working with my darkest brown. And notice when you get to the larger areas, you just do little circles with it. Oh, Maggie, you're back? You are on with Apple support. Your phone isn't working properly. Maggie, did they figure it out? Okay, now I'm going to come in with my medium brown. And again, these are my skin colors. All right, so medium brown. I was with an engineering consulting firm. That's why I went to Japan. Okay, back with my dark along this edge. And then I'm going to go back to my medium. On this portion of the hat. Lisa, have you started to color with us? Okay, let me pull out. Lisa, if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. I need to put a little bit of medium over my blush on my guy. I'm going to calm that down a little bit. There we go. And for anybody that's new to this group and new to this broadcast, don't hesitate to ask questions even if you've been lurking. That's why I'm live. Plus we get to meet you. Okay. I haven't bitten anybody lately, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, now our light color. Now check out how I'm running this light color down the rim of the hat. Notice how I'm making sure that all my colors are blended. Don't forget to turn your pencil when you lift it off the paper. Keeps the point longer. Now, notice I haven't done the braiding yet. Thomas, like I said, it was business. And then we're going to have our light area to the right. All right, now let's go ahead and get these little doohickeys here. If given the opportunity and the financing, yeah, I'd go back to Japan. Okay. Medium flesh color that we used. I'm at the top of the hat. And I'm filling in where my lighter spots are. And while I'm up here, I'm going to blend my browns together better. Cara Lee, hello. And then I'm going to come in with my black, not my Payne's gray, but my black. And we'll get these little areas in between our brown. Now, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to put it on here and I'm just going to barely move. So we'll do a little bit of blending. I just want to soften that impact up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go to the other band on the hat, and we're going to do the opposite. I'm going to come in with my darker flesh tone. And we're going to color in between these lighter spots. Excuse me for being off camera. Okay, Thomas, sounds good. All right. Now, I'm going to come back with my Payne's Gray this time. Very sharp point. And I want you to notice that I'm coloring underneath the line right here. See it? On the rim of the hat, and that makes it look like another band. Sarah, you won't be here Memorial Day weekend. Okay. And we're going to color that line all the way up to the back of the hat. Everybody see how cool that band looks? Then I'm going to come in with black. And we're going to shadow around these little rivets. So I'm coloring in between our light rivets here. So I'm in between the band and the rivet. Quit her job Oh, a friend of yours 7 years ago quit her job and moved to Singapore within 6 months. Loves it there. Hey Lisa, how are egg prices in Canada? Very bad? We're running at $6-7 a dozen. I was just curious if you guys are having the same issues we have. Yeah, for 12 you're going to pay over $6. Oh, man. That's correct, Thomas. It's a bird flu issue. Okay. Yeah, and all those bakeries that depend on eggs. Honestly, I don't know how much more people can take regarding food prices. All right. Payne's Gray. Now we're going to go in and we're going to start shading this hat. Right now, this hat looks pretty dull. Grace, what did you grow? Okay, Payne's Gray. We need to give this hat a little bit of pizzazz. Tomatoes, beans, squash, lettuce, and potatoes, cucumbers. Yeah, McDonald's said that they were going to hold their prices on eggs, so we'll see. All right. Now, when you come down with your Payne's Gray, you've got to get lighter with it. That means you're going to have a really delicate touch. Let's see here. See how I'm putting in this little curve? I'm just going to tint in the Payne's Gray. Finger blend. And then I'm going to come back with my darker skin tone color. I'm going to blend in that edge that I put with the Payne's Gray. And we want that transition to be very smooth. Everybody see how I'm blending these edges? And then I'm going to come in with my medium skin tone. And blend that smoothness in. Anybody having any problem with this? And then I'm going to come in with my ivory. So not white, but ivory. And we're going to lighten this hat. About 3/4 of the way up. Guys, what's the most important skill in adult coloring to master? Oh, Grace, you still put out a few vegetables this year? Blending, Wally says. Thank you, Wally. Finger blend. And what's the definition of a proper blend? Yes, Wally does know. So I'm going to come in with my dark skin tone in the V of this hat. Let me fix a light spot here that I don't like. When one color seamlessly disappears into the next. That's right. Guys, check out the brim of this hat. Okay, let's work on blending our top part. Now remember, to blend a color, you need to take your darker into your lighter. So we want to smooth all of this out. That's exactly right, Linda, where the one color seamlessly disappears into the other. Lisa, I've got probably 11 or 12 brands of pencils. And that's why I swatch them for people and don't call them out. Not everybody has them, so they need to use what they do have. But I'll be glad to tell you, my darkest skin tone color is a Starjoy 050. It happens to be called cinnamon. And then my medium flesh color is a Faber-Castell 189, and that's also called cinnamon. And my lightest color is a, let's see if we can still read this. Oh, it's a Brett Funner. And the color is Y21. Oh, I know, Linda, that Wally listens to me. I was hoping that Wally would color this this picture with us. That's right, Wally gets a star. You're welcome, Lisa. Okay, I'm getting to the point where I need to go to my next image. Let me put all my flesh tone colors together here. Wally is our sleeper colorer. And we did an image of a candy dish full of candy, and he knocked it all out of the ballpark. Any questions about what I've done so far on our cowboy? All right, Thomas, sleep well. Any questions? And Lisa, you can go back to the previous broadcast where we started this and catch up on the skin. Lisa, are you having any problem doing this? Okay, next project. This is our 50 lovely gnomes. Well, Lisa, don't fixate too much on 100% matching my colors. We all have different pencils. And when you do your light, medium, and dark, for example, on flesh tones, there are 3 ranges. Everybody needs to listen to this. There are 3 ranges. You have your light range. So you have a light, medium, and dark in your light range. Then you have your medium range. You have your light, medium, dark in your mediums, like your browns, for example. Let me go back about the lights. So your light browns, light, medium, dark. And then your dark range of your browns. Let's say you're using brown for all this. You have light, medium, and dark browns in the brown range. That's why you don't have to worry about matching me 100%. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So Mamie's going to put up the link to this book, 50 Lovely Gnomes. It's a cute little book. And I've been showing you guys how to color mushrooms and mushroom buttons. So I'm going to finish on my mushroom buttons on this large mushroom that's going over the top. All right, so I stopped right here on my top mushroom, and we're going to go ahead and we'll put in our light, our little shine line. Excuse me, that's what I meant. Stephanie, what kind of reference pictures do you have? All right, so our first color is going to be a light brown. Miss Carmen, good night. You're going to head off. Hubby wants to watch Survivor, so you're going to watch with him. Hugs to everyone. Good night. Thank you, Carmen. Now again, notice that I'm coloring in small circles. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Carmen, sleepy Carmen, purr, purr, purr. Or I should say TV Carmen. Now, if you have some of these white areas showing up, just change the direction of your pencil. Okay, I'm just putting my base color down. All right, and let's get this third spot. All right, then we're going to come in with our darker brown. Let me go back to the first. Oh, no, we got it here. There we go. And we'll leave open that shine spot. Hello, Kathy. And then we'll come in with our Payne's Gray. And we're going to add that shadow underneath to make it look like a button. There we go. Cassie, let me show you the progress that we made on our cowboy. I think he's turning out very well. Yeah, he does look good. The skin tones are beautiful on this. This image is a perfect one to practice skin tones on. Some of you guys said that this looks like Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. All right. Let's do our next mushroom button. So Kathy, tell us something fun. Oh, there you go, Kathy. How long have you been doing mall walking? Now, notice how I'm curving the shading. on our mushroom button. And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. Oh, you joined them mid-January. Great way to make friends. Okay, check out the shadowing that I'm putting under the button. And check out how that automatically looks dimensional. Cassie, how is John doing? Miss Sarah, good night. You're going to watch from bed in a few minutes. Excellent. Oh, that's nice of John. Thank you. Janie, good night. All right. Next button. And check out our highlight spot. Which you'll see when we unblur the picture. And then our Payne's Gray. All right. Now, let me pull out a second so you can see the full Monty. Isn't that beautiful? You guys know how I always tell you, trust the process. Don't ever look at your unfinished picture as a failure. Okay. Maggie, how's your headache doing? Is everybody comfortable now coloring mushroom buttons? Let's see. I'm going to add my little shine here. Oh, Kathy, you love the mushroom with the candle inside. Pretty cute, huh? All right, let me erase out a little more here. And then I'll finger blend that. And then our shading. Doing okay, Maggie? All right. All right. Next one. Now, our shine spot would be somewhere over here, and obviously it's off the page. So I'm not going to worry about it on this particular piece. We're just going to go ahead and put our shadow in. Okay. Well, Sarah, I'm glad you could still stay. Now I'm going to take some white and lighten up that shine spot on a couple of these. Let's take a look how this puppy looks now. Yeah, I actually sleep during the day, and then I'm up at night. Linda, you're going to watch from bed? May fall asleep. Okay, let's finish our little bumpies here on our mushrooms. Oh, you have to be at work at 7, you get up at 6. Gotcha. Now, I've got my mushroom upside down here because it's just easier for me to color it that way. And while I'm here, let's go ahead to our other mushroom and get that done as well. And then I'm going to take my eraser and zip in our highlight spot. Everybody see how easy that is? And then I'll finger blend that just a little bit. Now, I need to turn this over because I want to put my shading in here. And given that this mushroom is upside down, we need to do our shading upside down. And I'm sorry, not shading, but shadowing. And I've made a little bit of a boo-boo here. I need to color my mushrooms back in. My highlighting is on the wrong side because I had it upside down. All right, let's try this again. Lisa, are you still hanging in with us? There you go. All right, let's do these other mushroom buttons. And then we'll be done with our mushroom buttons. Yay! I think we lost Lisa. Any question about mushroom buttons? Now be sure to blend out this shadowing so it doesn't look funny. In other words, you just don't want a solid gray line. All right. Finger blend. We want that whole thing to look like it's a natural part of it. All right. I'm just cleaning up in between my areas here, right here, that got smudged. Now let's take a look at this puppy. Check it out. Okay, now that we're getting the rest of the colors in, I'm not a fan of my little towel that's underneath here. So I'm going to revamp that a little bit. I'm going to come in with my blue. And we'll get a better coloring on this. Okay, Kathy, thank you. Now, notice how I'm shading on either side of our bump here, and that's making this stick up more. And then notice that anywhere I have a divot, we're filling that in, that U-shaped area. And anywhere the artist has added lines for the material, we're going to go ahead and lightly color those in. And notice how I'm shading around the outside of the blue, or the outside of this towel, I should say. And then I'm going to take my blue and I'm very, very lightly going to go over the tops of the towel where the top of the bump is. So in other words, I'm just giving that a little more depth. Okay, finger blend. We want this nice and smooth. And then I'm going to come in with a white. Let me get these edges here a little better. And then on the top of my bulge here, we're going to lighten this with the white. Don't go too light with it, or else it's going to look funny. Now, I want you to notice that you don't necessarily have to go up the full length. I'm just highlighting near the front. All right. Next area. And then I'm going to come in with a very light tinting of my blue that's underneath here. With my Payne's Gray. And boy, do I mean light. I was just taking my blue and just darkening this dip a little bit right here, this U. All right, I'm happier with that. I'm just going to shade in my blue a little further down this towel. We'll call it a towel. Because we want the light to hit just basically the front of this thing where it's sticking forward. So you don't have to lighten this all the way towards the back. Just catch it towards the front. Okay. Let's pull out and take a peek. Pie dish. Now I made this pie cherry pie, and that let me take some of this red on top of the crust. You guys know I like to work on a clean surface when I color an area. All right. Gray pie pan. Payne's gray to start out with. This will be on the ends. So there's my darkest gray. Now, notice how my edges here are ragged. Don't make it straight up and down and cut it off abruptly. You want to give the impression of this blending in. So there's my dark. Here's my medium gray back blended into my dark. We need to obliterate that transition line, right? And then we'll come in with a light gray. Back blended into my medium. All right. Top part, I may not be able to finish this. I'm running out of time. Although I would invite you to stay with me as I finish this off. Won't take me long. There's my dark on the one side. Here's my dark on the other. Now, be sure that when you're doing this, that you line up your areas. In other words, my light's going to be approximately here. My medium's going to be approximately there. You want that shine point to be consistent through the whole thing. So there's my dark. Here's my medium. Back blended into my dark. And then my light. Okay, now, one more little touch. And then we can call it an evening. As you noticed, I used grays on the pan. I did not use black. Because now I'm going to come in with my black. And I'm going to highlight the line. Between the two parts. And what I'm actually doing is I'm adding a shadow underneath that line. To make it look dimensional. Is everybody catching that? Be sure to turn your pencil. Finger blend, just one way and once. All right, check it out. We got ourselves a great looking pie dish. Okay, guys, calling it an evening. We had 2 projects tonight. We have our cowboy romance novel covers Jubilee. Worked on the skin and the hat. We have more to do on the hat. And I think it's coming out well. Then we worked on our 50 lovely gnomes. You can see how everything is coming together beautifully with this. Remember, guys, what do I always tell you? Respect the process. Don't make decisions about your image halfway through. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Love on each other. That's what we're known for. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Thank you so much for hitting that like button. It looks good. If you haven't, please hit it now. And please share this broadcast so that other people can join in on the fun. And now our piece here isn't looking so dull, is it? I love the way the mushrooms are coming out. Okay, guys, love ya. Take care. Till tomorrow night then. Bye.